107.1. It's Good Guys coming at you in Los Angeles. It's a balmy 68 degrees. There's traffic on the 405. Benny, what do you got?
Two Jews, both big and tall, no subject too small for the good guys. A Mother's Dream premium podcast team, make it your weekly routine. It's a Good Guys. And if you don't give us 5 stars, what are you nuts? What are you nuts? Yeah, we're the good guys, we're not the great guys. We're just the good guys. Whoa.
Welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. Ben, did you know that Dunkin' Donuts and JetBlue just did a collab for a Dunkin' Donuts plane?
Benny and Joshy talking about planes. Benny and Joshy. Benny had a Starbucks. I did not have Starbucks this morning. He actually had Dunkin'.
I love Dunkin'. I would pick Dunkin' almost any time.
Talk to me about this collab, and then we're freaking talking about Dunkin' Donuts, because Starbucks hasn't given me a penny. I was hawking them nonstop, okay? Yes, their app, unbelievable. Their coffee, I have a problem that Dunkin' solves, and we'll talk about that when we start to talk about Dunkin', but I want to hear about this collab.
Well, as we know, Dunkin' Donuts is available on JetBlue flights. And listen, we are not being sponsored by JetBlue in any way. In fact, that's all I'll say.
Are you nuts? Yeah.
But no, it's just a super cute plane. And it made me start thinking about, like, what could there be other collabs? Like maybe Spirit Airlines and Taco Bell. But I would fear that the farts on that plane would be so intense that maybe they would have to do an old emergency land.
They did Delta and Shake Shack.
Delta and Shake Shack, right?
That was a big move.
That's still happening, by the way. In first class, you can get a Shake Shack burger.
Yeah, but by the way, Dunkin' is better. Dunkin', like, having good, trustworthy coffee on a flight, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Can you imagine if a flight, like, that to me is the problem, right? You can't do a good pasta primavera on land. You're doing short ribs at 34,000 feet. What are you, a schmuck? Things, planes should do appetizers. If they walked around with a charcuterie board, have some gabagool and shut the fuck up, 37B. You know?
There should be far more deli meat in the skies.
Yes.
Like, that's just a fact. It's like, imagine why isn't there a turkey carver, a slicer, a deli slicer on board? You know?
And a couple baguettes.
That's what I'm saying. It's easy to keep fresh bread. You throw it in a plastic bag, no problem. And you want smoked turkey in 3B? No problem. Fresh.
It's so dumb. I got Dietz and Watson for 6D. They're throwing up their ginger ale in the sky.
Yeah. Imagine that, though. The listeria outbreak on the plane. That would be it.
It'd be hysterical.
Which airline would partner with Boar's Head?
Ooh, that's a toughie. Alaska.
Okay. Oh, I like that. I was going to say Frontier. I like Alaska. That's good. Even though I feel like Alaska would partner with, like, a nice Marlboro Red.
Yes. Bring smoking back on flights.
Or an American Spirits. Ooh.
You know what I've been doing much less of is vaping. Is vaping falling out of fashion?
I think that everything right now that is a harm to the body seems to be falling out of fashion. The older we get, it seems like I'm finding that my friends are just drinking less, smoking less. You have those outliers that are, like, still doing crazy shit, but you look at them and you're like, are you fucking out of your mind?
Right.
Like, grow up. That said, last night, it was a beautiful night. My brother-in-law texted me. It was like 73 degrees. He's like, oh man, this feels like a great night for a hookah. And I'm like, yes, I would love a hookah on my balcony. The same balcony that I almost fell off of last week. But that's the only thing that, like, I would still do a nice occasional hookah, occasional cigarette, occasional cigar, all right, occasional joint, but nothing on the daily.
Well, tell me about Dunkin' Donuts and why it satisfies something for you instead of Starbucks.
Josh, Starbucks pulled the wool over our eyes at least 12 months ago and just made everybody that once drank sugar-free hazelnut
You talked
drink
about this.
sugar-free vanilla. Yeah, but we didn't talk about that Dunkin' has sugar-free hazelnut.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dunkin' has it, Josh.
Got it.
And I went and I was like, oh, there's just a whole board of sugar-free sweeteners. I thought sugar-free hazelnut, because of Dunkin', was just sold out in general. I'm like, if Starbucks can't get sugar-free hazelnut, so as we've discussed, I switched to chai. I don't want chai. Chai was just like, it was just there, you know? It was there in replacement of my sugar-free hazelnut, but I like when my coffee tastes like hazelnut. And Dunkin' has sugar-free hazelnut. So I went this morning. I got a large iced coffee, a little bit of milk, 1 Splendid, 3 pumps of sugar-free hazelnut, and it was delicious.
Have you ever gotten any of their hot bites? Any of their breakfast bites?
I've gotten so much of their food. They also have a great bagel. Oh, and they have a great donut.
Do you find, I think that is the one place where they're lacking, are their donuts. My balls are never blown off by their donuts.
It's not that my balls are blown off by their donuts, but their donuts are really great for a coffee shop, right? They're not really great for a donut shop. But if you're going there for your iced coffee and you pick up a strawberry frosted donut, it's pretty delicious. It's no Krispy Kreme, but Krispy Kreme is a donut shop. I feel like Dunkin' has really become a coffee shop. Am I right?
It has. And by the way, we are getting $0 ad dollars from Dunkin' Donuts. I want to assure you.
Unfortunately.
They have like a little draft station, like a little like where they like pull down the lever for the cold brews and whatnot. And then they like have one of those long spoons, like they're mixing a mojito, and they're just like giving you your delicious bev.
Mojito.
I like putting the emphasis on different parts of the word.
The emphasis on the mojito.
On the mojito.
But yeah, I love it. And their egg bites, their sandwiches, like their egg sandwiches, all that stuff is good. Honestly, the food at these coffee shops, through the roof. I love the food at Starbucks.
Love.
Yeah, we've spoken about this, but I will say it again. Nothing like that spinach fed egg white wrap.
Double baked.
That will keep me coming back. You love it, double baked. That'll keep me coming back to Starbucks.
The only thing they're lacking is in the app, it doesn't allow you to pick 1.5. Let me pick it. Let me do it. Because I'm telling you, if you get one cold bite in a spinach egg wrap thing, that'll ruin your day.
It's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's really bad. Really yucky.
Man, Starbucks does fulfill a need I have, especially in LA. New York a little less, just because I feel like even then they hold the bathroom over your head. Like you may or may not get in there. But like when you got to take a nice pish and then you need something to get you from lunch to dinner, you get that nice bite, you get that hit of caffeine. They killed Howard Schultz, crushed it.
Yeah, Starbucks is definitely king. But there's something inherently, you feel very like a real New Yorker when you go to Dunkin'. I can't explain it. There's just something about the Dunkin' Donuts in New York that feels like I'm going to run into a cop at Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not running into a cop at Starbucks. The cops are not going to Starbucks. And I think that has everything to do, Josh, with the cup of Joe or the box of Joe, where you can just get that big 8 servings of hot coffee, 10 servings of hot coffee, and the donuts, of course, and bring them to your local precinct. There's something very New Yorker about Dunkin' Donuts.
Man, do I want to hang out in a precinct?
Right?
I'll code switch for a precinct all day.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
I'd love to see you stepping into a precinct and hear the way that you speak to cops.
Yeah, my beat's 10th Avenue. You know what I mean? Yeah. A couple vagrants over there. You know what I'm saying? Come in a couple fucking B&Es. Yeah. I got B&Es up to my hoo-ha right now. I wish I had a bacon, egg, and cheese right now instead of so many B&Es. You know?
My God. You tell them.
Yeah.
That was good.
They'll call me, you know what they call me? The big blue line. BBL? The big blue line? Could you imagine my reality show as a cop?
I love it. I'm in. I loved Blue Bloods. You ever watch Blue Bloods? Of course not. Great show.
With Donnie Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Nah.
I loved it. It was great.
I hold the line at Donnie Wahlberg. No,
can you believe that I literally all seasons of Blue Bloods before I watched The Sopranos?
That's nuts. That's really nuts.
Can you just tell me, does the therapist stay in for all seasons? No, right?
Of course. Integral. Dr. Melfi?
I was really hoping she got killed off.
Lorraine Bracco? How dare you?
Yeah, I was really hoping that they just.
Oh, God. You're nuts.
Maybe she gets better.
Her and Edie Falco or Carmel, they are the women in Tony's life.
Understood. Oh, so it gets even deeper. Okay, I love it. Tell me don't tell me more.
Don't
tell me more.
I won't. Oh, trust me, I won't.
Don't tell me more.
So wonderful. Ugh, so glad you have The Sopranos to look forward to and to enjoy.
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Caraway. Folks, you know we love Caraway here at the Good Guys Podcast. You know that my dad loves Caraway, and he's a professional chef. We just had a gorgeous bris. For those of you that don't know, it's a ceremonial circumcision that Jews do. Sounds weird, but it's actually quite lovely. And afterwards, we had a gorgeous brunch. My dad put together a beautiful omelet station. He's a caterer. And let me tell you, he said, Ben, I need those gorgeous green Caraway pans. I need them for the omelet station. So we got him some gorgeous green Caraway pans. And let me tell you, non-stick, but, as you know, we're cooking without the toxins because 95% of home goods on the market contain forever chemicals. Plastic cutting boards shed thousands of microplastics every time we use them. And PTFE-coated nonstick cookware is the most common source of Teflon flu. We don't want Teflon flu. We just want delicious food. That's why my dad wanted Caraway. And lastly, the average adult unknowingly consumes 12 plastic bags worth of microplastic every year. What are you, nuts? That's simply too much plastic. Folks, I also just got done making a beautiful Greek omelet. I put in some feta, some olives, some dill, some onions, some peppers, some tomatoes. It was a fantastic omelet, and I cooked it on my beautiful Caraway. It came out absolutely perfect. Folks, did you know that the average American spends over $3,000 a year on dining out? You don't need any of that. Just learn to cook. And I'm telling you, Caraway is the way to do it because you're going to feel great. The quality of their products makes cooking easy, and they're so gorgeous you're going to feel like you're having a lavish meal right at home. My favorite products by far are their pans. I love them. They're fantastic. They're gorgeous. They work well, and they're thinking about my health. It's a triple threat. If you don't want the Teflon flu, and if you've been eyeing their internet-famous 12-piece cookware set, now is the perfect time to buy. You can shop Caraway risk-free. Enjoy fast shipping, easy returns, and a 30-day trial. Plus, if you visit carawayhome.com/guys10, you can take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners. So visit carawayhome.com/guys10 or use code guys10 at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Nutrafol. Folks, have you ever gotten that terrible feeling in your gut when somebody sends you a picture, you see the top of your head, and you're like, holy crap? Well, yeah. That happened to me, and then I got on Nutrafol, and it was the best thing that I ever did. I'm telling you, take a picture of the top of your head. You think you're like, oh yeah, I'm still 19. You're not. You're old, okay? And even if you aren't old, you probably have bad genes, or sometimes you get lucky, okay? Not everybody needs Nutrafol. My dad, he was born with gorgeous hair. He's in his mid-60s. He has perfect hair. Me, 33 years old, I need Nutrafol. It's not a problem. It's only a problem if you don't do anything about it, because you want to have gorgeous hair. We all want to have gorgeous hair, and Nutrafol's here to help us have gorgeous hair. And you may have heard Nutrafol's hair growth supplements and wondered, do they actually work? It's a totally fair question. Many hair supplement brands overpromise and underdeliver, but Nutrafol is different. As the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, it's trusted by over 1.5 million people and is clinically tested to deliver real results in just 3 to 6 months. Thinning hair is different for men and women, so a one-size-fits-all approach to hair growth simply doesn't cut it. Nutrafol has multiple formulas for men and women that are all tailored to different life stages, such as postpartum or menopause, and lifestyle factors, such as plant-based lifestyles, so you can get just what you need. Plus, users of Nutrafol Men reported no impact to sexual performance. Thank God we're still stallions in the sack, and we're getting our hair looking great. It's a win-win. So folks, start your hair growth journey with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code GoodGuys10. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com/men, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code GoodGuys10. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code GoodGuys10. Are you watching anything, Josh?
What am I watching? I'm watching The Agency, which is Michael Fassbender, Richard Gere's show on Paramount, very my style, very good, quite good. I am watching The Last of Us, which plenty of people, as expected, had opinions about me being on that show. And I'm enjoying that. I am enjoying it. And am I watching anything else? Oh, well, yeah, my beloved Pitt. Now I got to wait. Man, they're doing season 2 of The Pitt right now on Max, and it shoots at Warner Brothers in Los Angeles. And people usually ask me, they go, what would be like a dream job for you? And I always say, I don't have one because I never thought I was going to go work for, on Oppenheimer for 2 months, nor did I think I was going to do 5 episodes of iCarly and have a gas. But
how do we get you in The Pit so you can just film locally, be in a show that you love? You'd also make a great, I don't know, I'm trying to think, would you be a doctor? Would you be a med student? Would you be...
I wouldn't, I'm too old.
Yeah, but like they can always make you look younger. No, isn't that a thing? Like where they always say like, oh, she's 18 when she's 30.
Well, no, I could be like a third year, like a second year resident.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't be an attending. I'm not,
You wouldn't be an attending. No, you wouldn't be an attending.
No, I'd be a resident, maybe not even the senior resident. Would
you want to be a doctor?
Yeah.
What would be your dream role in The Pit? Walk me through it. Let's pitch it.
It would be a dream role to be, that show is crushing it so hard. I already know how these shows do it, right? This is how it's going to happen. First of all, I love the show. I'm crazy for it. Then I watch the behind the scenes, and half these people have British accents. Ooh, does that stick in my craw? That means they went far and wide to find these great actors.
For what?
No, it's good. They're good. They're so perfect. It's annoying.
I know, but
they're
why
so
can't we
good.
How wonderful would it be, Josh, if you could just wake up and go and film in Los Angeles?
Yeah, dude, it's how it should be. This
is what I'm saying. Local
mecca.
should feed local. Local should feed local. Stop trying to drag everybody to Ireland.
Well, we can talk about that in ad nauseum, but yeah, it would be cool. It's my dream to be a doctor in general. I'm not even sure on television. I think it might just be something I give up acting for. But the dream role, especially with a third kid on the way, would be to be local, doing a show like that, which is incredibly well done with these great, brilliant actors. And like something, because in LA, you assume like if you got a job in town, that you'd be like on some procedural where you show up every day and go like, yeah, I'm lucky to have this job. I secretly don't love it, but whatever. Yeah. I'm very lucky to have a job in town. But that is one of those rare jobs in town where every day you go, ooh, I can't wait. Like, what's this? Or like you're excited. And again, these are champagne problems, but it's very rare when you're on a show for a season or 2 or 3 where you're like excited when the script comes down for the next week. Because eventually these things get figured out and it just becomes like a formula, So when they're keeping you excited because the writing's so good, oh man, that's fun. That's a nice thing to be a part of.
I don't see why you couldn't be a doctor, but I really like it's such a miss if you're not just like one of those doctor's husbands. Like the way that guy, what was that schmuck's name? I hated him. What was that guy's name?
I know. I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about? The redheaded doctor's husband, who's just like a shithead. But he got so much airtime. He had so many lines. There's no reason that wasn't you. And there's no reason that like you couldn't be married to, what's that girl's name? I don't know the names of any of the doctors.
Me either. I don't know a single. I know Dr. Robbie, the lead.
That's it. But I don't know anybody else's names. But there are tons of female doctors in that show, and they really love exploring the love interest. I'm just saying, or the redhead that has the ankle bracelet. You could be her new flame. She could use you to make him jealous, and then you could raise that kid. Fuck yeah!
It's just not fun.
All right.
I guess it's fun. You just want here's the thing. You want something to do. You like this is total selfish actor inside baseball, right? But
you're saying it's just not a fun role.
that part that he played is not a fun role to me.
Is it fun to make great money in Los Angeles?
Yes.
How do you weigh that? Because to me, it's like, okay, dream role, shoot somewhere else, B. Role, shoots here, A.
It absolutely, you have to weigh it towards where you are in your family life, right? Like I have 3 kids I will have, God willing, 3 kids under 10. And so their school, their stability is super important. Although, like, I remember I got offered this show when I was doing Oppenheimer, but I was away a lot and Paige was pregnant with Shy. And I got offered this pilot for a show that was going to shoot in Montreal. And at that time, Max was 4, almost 4. And Shy was about to be born. And it just was like, I just couldn't do it. Because we had spent already a year over the pandemic in Vancouver doing Turner and Hooch. And I just was like, it's just a lot. And especially if she has to give birth in Montreal, like she gets a C-section, like it's a proper, she needs to be
Canadian,
with her doctor.
he can't come in. Like, imagine that. Imagine that. You can't get him citizenship.
No, they would become citizens of Canada. They get
exactly.
they'd be dual citizens. And then, but you know, I'm there, I'm chugging Tim Hortons coffee while Paige is giving birth without her mother there. You know what I mean? It's a shunda.
By the way, Tim Hortons, wonderful chain.
Gorgeous.
I love it. It's there. There aren't enough Tim Hortons.
There aren't enough Tims. It's a great name.
It's a great name. Timothy, long form Thomas.
Is it a form of Thomas?
I think so.
It's not. It is.
What is it then, Josh? Oh, just Timothy?
Tommy, Tom, Tommy, Thomas, Tim, Timothy, Timmy.
Timothy. Okay, Timmy.
Well, didn't in the last episode you were like, "What's Jimmy? Jonathan?"
For sure. No, I'm on the same. I'm on the same trajectory. What's Timothy short for?
But yeah, I think that. So yes, traveling when you're having a kid is a tough thing. But I think for that show, The Pitt in general, what you want to be selfishly as an actor is you want to be in the mix. And like that guy, the husband on that show, anyone who doesn't watch the show, they're like, cool, I'm turning off this episode. But he's like,
by the way, you should watch it. Like, it's a really fucking great show. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
You're like in 3 episodes and you have a good little thing, but it's not like a crazy, like, like what's great is the night shift attending, right? Who comes in at the end, like he's in the first episode and then he comes for 5 episodes at the end. You're like, I love this guy. Like,
yeah,
that, if you're going to do a recurring, that's the part. Cause you're like, this is my dude.
What about the woman that runs the hospital? That's a great role too.
Great role.
I love her.
Cause when you see her, she gets like a page of really good, cause that's the thing with drama. You want to be a part of the conflict.
I understand. And he's so off to the side. You don't want anything to do with that. I understand.
No,
I understand.
Look, I think you are lucky to have a job in Hollywood, but I've done a lot of that stuff where you get like a great 90 seconds and it's like, you kind of want to like be a part of the mix and like get something fun to do every week. And I think if you're a doctor on that show, you're going to get something fun every week.
Yes.
But I know this show is hot. It is flaming hot. They're going to get so many good, they're going to like get movie actors who are going to be like, yeah, I'll come play for a couple weeks on the Pitt while Joshy P's over here going, what do you want, Dr. Feelgood?
Yeah,
Huh?
you're at peak physical condition.
Right?
Yeah.
You can write in a whole storyline. I'm all hopped up on steroids. Can I take care of my patients? I'm doing DECA in the back and bicep curls are like, Dr. Handsome, you got this guy, he's in cardiac arrest. I'm like, I got to get my gains. Like, we're going to revoke your medical license. I'm like, well, you can't revoke these tries.
No, you can't. You absolutely can't. You've told your people to reach out to the Pitt people?
I try not to scream at the wind, Ben.
Josh, you have to tell them that you want it.
Do you sometimes go into the forest and make a wish list?
Tell people that you want it. Okay, you're going to get it.
Thank you.
Freaking get it.
God, thank you for believing in me. I really appreciate it, Ben. What do you want in this world?
I don't want anything.
You're like, Spritz is in Target. I got it.
I said this last night. It's not even that. Like work aside, work is work. I'm going to continue to do things that make me happy, and I'm thankful that those things are making me money, but I work really hard, and I'm thankful that I enjoy the things that I do. But even if it all came crashing down, I don't mean this in a corny way. I sat in bed last night after Mother's Day, and I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky. And I turned to Claudia and I'm like, I have such an unbelievably wonderful life. I'm so unbelievably blessed. I have two parents that are just the best people in the whole world. My sister is so great. My wife is so great. Like, I swear on my life, I want for nothing. And the more that I find that I want for nothing, things come. I don't know. But when I do want something, Josh, I definitely speak into the universe and I make it happen. That Target thing, for example, it's not like Target came and said, hey, we want to put you in. I literally batted down the door for 4 years. I found somebody that worked at Target. I got them to try it. I started in 100 stores. I went to 200 stores. I went to 1,400 stores. But I really do want for nothing. And then when I want for something, I'm very aggressive. Very aggressive. Some would call it annoying. Some would call it annoying.
Now, hey, you know who wouldn't say that? Me. Because I support you, Ben.
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Koala. Folks, there's a lot of awesome things that have come out of Australia. Down under, as they say. Uggs, did you know that? The crocodile hunter, the Hemsworth brothers. God, they're so handsome. But my new favorite Aussie export that's finally available in the U.S. is the Koala sofa bed. Folks, we're talking about a seriously comfortable sofa bed, which you can't say for most sofa beds. Most of the time you go use somebody else's sofa bed, you're like, why the hell is this rod sticking in my back? Do you hate me? Why'd you invite me to sleep here? The Koala bed is the answer to all of your problems because they are seriously comfortable. Koala makes the most comfortable mattress, and the sofa beds actually use their mattress technology inside. It's a real bed. We're talking beautiful color options, inspired by the Aussie Outback. No uncomfortable metal frames. As I said, there's no digging, okay? No more digging. Your guests are gonna love you. Tool-free assembly, so no Allen wrenches, okay? The Allen wrench, that's a what are you nuts? Perfect for small spaces. No need for a guest room because the Koala sofa bed comes in 3 sizes to fit smaller spaces. And it's eco-friendly and ethical, thank God. Fast shipping and free returns and a 120-day risk-free trial. Whenever somebody gives you a 120-day risk-free trial, use it. It's risk-free. Use it for 119 days and then send it back. I'm just kidding. They'd hate that. Hopefully you love it and you never send it back. Folks, I love it. I put it into my guest room. People come over, they sleep on it. They're like, Ben, I've never slept on a sofa bed like this. I'm like, yeah, it's because I care about you. What happens when I sleep at your house and I'm sleeping on those metal frames again? It's a terrible experience. You all need to get the Koala sofa bed. So folks, if you're ready to upgrade your space with the most stylish, comfortable, and elevated sofa bed available, you need Koala. To get up to $250 off your new sofa plus fast free shipping, go to us.koala.com/good. That's us.koala.com/good to get up to $250 off your new sofa. Koala. Comfy, easy, sustainable. This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Riley & Crew. Folks, the Riley & Crew Collective combines art and imagination to offer unique clothing for modern children and moms. Each collection features hand-drawn illustrations paired with beautiful muted tones and timeless designs. Riley & Crew is more than just a clothing brand. It's a one-stop shop that caters to you and your children at every life stage. Whether it's welcoming the newest member of your family in Quincy May, dressing your child in Riley & Crew for their first day of school, or celebrating special occasions in a Nora Lee dress, they have an outfit for every occasion. Folks, let me talk to you a little bit about Riley & Crew, okay? Founded by a mom in 2014, Kelly and her team design all the pieces and illustrate all of the art you see on all of their clothing. Their team of in-house designers create unique styles you can't find anywhere else. With a focus on modern baby basics, Quincy May is your one-stop shop for baby toddler essentials, featuring a collection of beautiful organic baby basics in earthly solid colors and subtle prints. Their Nora Lee line is children's occasion wear. We're talking beautiful dresses, tutus, things for weddings, mama and mini styles for special moments. It's absolutely fantastic. And then the Riley & Crew Collective spring summer lines have all launched, and they're all perfect everyday essentials for your child's warm weather wardrobe. I'm telling you, folks, they even have matching sets for the whole family. It's absolutely fantastic. You should absolutely check out RileyandCrew.com/goodguys and use code goodguys for 20% off your first order. That's RYLEEANDCRU.com/goodguys and use code goodguys for 20% off orders of first-time customers. RileyandCrew.com/goodguys.
I love you.
I
God,
know.
we're so good.
Want to get to a speak pipe?
No.
You got anything else?
No, I want to get to a speak pipe. I really do. I love it. And just so you know, when you come up to me on the street and you say BH and then tell me that you're Christian, it warms my freaking heart.
Yeah.
And then when you tell me I'm a moron, there was a 68-year-old guy yesterday. He's with his daughter. The daughter comes up to Claudia. She's like, I'm such a huge fan. He looked at me. He's like, man, I'm a moron. I'm like, I love you, Dad. I love you.
Wow, Morty's a moron.
Yeah, Morty the moron. That's our
love
mascot, just like an old Jew.
Yes, this is our fan base, civil servants, the 65 and up community. We should start getting like a leaflet in the ARP mailings.
Yeah, we need to be sponsored by the AARP, 1,000%.
The problem is anyone over 65 can't find podcasts.
We do need to maybe transition this thing over to radio, Josh. How do we syndicate on radio?
Where is it?
That's the problem. It really is the problem. Seriously. We would get triple the downloads if it wasn't so hard to find a podcast. Olivia, can we syndicate this to radio?
I'll talk with our network.
Yeah.
Let's just see. We don't need any money. We just want the exposure. And by that, I mean, I'm not doing work if I'm not getting paid.
Let's just have us come in and be like, 107.1, it's good guys coming at you in Los Angeles. It's a balmy 68 degrees. There's traffic on the 405. Benny, what do you got?
I don't know. There was just a shooting at that beach. And
there was a shooting at Dockweiler.
And everybody's bugging out. No, I would literally just take the episode and throw it straight on radio. What do you think of that? Does that not exist? Does that exist? Why not?
I think Sirius XM does it with their podcasts.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm in.
What a fight.
Sorry.
Well, if you want to leave us a message, get advice, go to speakpipe.com/goodguys. Keep it brief. Brevity is key. We don't want to hear your what are you nutses. They're not great. Here's one from Olivia. Let's hope not this, Olivia.
Hey, morons. Hey, fat morons. BH, BH, BH to you beautiful babies. My question is, do you ever get any intrusive or impulsive thoughts? I work from home, and whenever I'm on a Zoom meeting with my camera on, my brain tells me, flash your tits, flash your tits. And once I get off the call, I have to really remind myself and convince myself that I didn't do it. I didn't flash my tits, and it's going to be okay. I'm not going to get fired. Love you guys. Bye.
That is the greatest speak pipe we've ever had.
So good.
Starting with fat morons, ending with flash tits. Unbelievable. Ooh, that was a good snort. Oh, that was a good snort. Oh my God. Okay, I've gotten plenty of intrusive thoughts. Never to flash my tits or like get naked on Zoom and during a meeting. That's strange. Yeah, I've definitely I'll be like, I'm trying to think of like a good example that doesn't paint me in a terrible light. But like I'm out on the terrace with my dog, and I've once had a thought like, what happens if I just threw him over? I was like, would he survive? And it's like, no. And then I have to back it up. It's like, you love him. You don't want to throw him off the balcony. You have any intrusive thoughts like that, Josh?
Sometimes when I'm sitting at a meal with someone, I just think about taking the water or the glass that I'm holding and just going, ha! Like throwing water in their face.
Can you imagine being that type of person that like flips tables? You're like angry and you just like flip it.
Yeah, like Teresa Giudice.
You with the terrible pronunciation. Judice.
I don't think so. I think you're wrong, dude.
Judice. got it. Gaduce.
Yeah, Teresa Gaduce. Gaduce. Hi, I'm Teresa Gaduce. Am I wrong?
Yes, it's Judice.
Teresa Judice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, flipping tables.
Privilege.
Like her,
Privilege.
for sure. Oh my God. Olivia, have you ever flipped a table?
I don't think I've ever flipped a table. I have not flipped a table. I've not flipped a
That's
table.
good. That's good. It's not good to flip tables.
Have you ever punched a wall?
No, but I like to, my intrusive thing is I have thoughts of like throwing random things. Like this like mic flag. I would just love to like chuck it. Not at anybody, just to throw it.
Just to throw it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've never punched through a wall. Josh, have you?
No, I think that's corny. I think it's like really losery.
It is. It's really losery. It also like, it's such like a short-term boost for such long-term pain, both on your fist and you have to go get dry. You have to go patch it. Like that sucks.
Totally.
No, it's not cool to punch things like that. No.
Anger management class should be taught at a Home Depot, and they should give you lessons on like once anger management's done, like, and then this is how you spackle, this is how you put in the drywall.
Exactly. Here's how you rectify your problems.
Yeah, you're the hole in the wall.
I love Home Depot. I love it.
Mhm.
I love it.
I love it, except no one works there.
It's funny. I think that there's a brand new Home Depot in the city. And when a store first opens, oh my, everyone works. They're all under surveillance. They're all so happy to be there. It's all brand new. But yes, once a Home Depot's been there for a minute, nobody works there. It's impossible to get anybody's attention. And Home Depot really, you need to have somebody telling you what you should and shouldn't get. Otherwise, you're going to leave that store with a bunch of shit you don't need that doesn't even work for your problem.
Totally.
I need you to help me find this screw. Okay? This exact screw. If you're not here to show me this exact screw, I'm not going to find it. I'm going to go home with the wrong screw.
I like Home Depot for the pomp and circumstance as you get into the store. I don't know about in the city, but most other locations, they probably have a hot dog vendor outside. There's probably a fruit stand. It's fun.
No, not in the city. Not in the city. Ours is a lot of plants, tarps.
Where is it in the city?
Upper East. Upper East. I know.
Is
I
it
know.
more compact? It's not a full-sized Home Depot.
It's actually, there's one in Flatiron that is more compact, and the one Upper East it's pretty big. It's like
Fascinating.
actually enormous. It's enormous.
Okay.
Not quite as enormous as a suburban Home Depot. But yeah, it's big.
Well, let's hear from another speak pipe from Anonymous.
Hey, good guys. I would love to know your thoughts on children's birthday parties. I was invited to a 2-year-old birthday party, and the invitation explicitly said, please no gifts. Do I really not bring a gift, or am I going to look like a total jerk if I'm the only person who doesn't bring a gift and everyone else does? What would you guys do? Also would love to know your thoughts on children's birthday parties in general for 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-olds. Are they just a waste of money, or what's the point?
Josh, would you like to go first?
I think you got to bring a gift regardless of if it's a really young kid. I think I do like the sentiment and I do understand it, especially if you have like a certain amount of income. And I think the bane of most parents' existence is how much crap you wind up accruing with a kid. So I like the idea of it. I would suggest a donation because I think people like me feel guilty. But if you're like, no, we prefer you give $50 to Habit for Humanity or something, then I'd be like, okay. Or Habitat for Humanity. Sorry. Habit for Humanity is my own place. That's where we work on humane habits.
It's funny, Habit for Humanity.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Bobby. Folks, let's be real. Feeding your baby isn't a one-size-fits-all. That's why Bobby exists, to support you wherever you are in your journey. Whether you're exclusively formula feeding, combo feeding, or just need a backup can in the pantry, Bobby has your back. Because Bobby's formulas are USDA organic, clean label certified, and modeled after breast milk, so they're easy on tiny tummies. Choose from their OG, much-loved organic original infant formula, their grass-fed whole milk recipe, their gentler option for sensitive bellies, or their exciting new organic whole milk recipe, the world's first and only. I'm telling you folks, Bobby is it. And Bobby is a proudly mom-founded and mom-led team that sets a new standard for infant formula. Over 500,000 parents trust Bobby to nourish their babies, and they're just getting started. Folks, Bobby is it. Every mom trusts them. If moms trust them, you should trust them. It should be made by moms. And it is made by moms because moms know their own bodies and moms can make things that men simply can't make. Men should not be making baby formula. Bobby is it. Bobby is fantastic, and Bobby is made by moms for moms. So, folks, Bobby is offering an additional 10% off your purchase with the code GOODGUYS, if this is of interest to you. Visit hibobby.com. Such a great username. I always love it. Hi, Bobby. It's fantastic. HIBOBBIE. Visit HiBobby to find the Bobby formula that fits your journey. That's HIBOBBIE.com. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Shopify. Folks, Shopify is the motor behind your dream. I'm telling you, you have an idea, hop on Shopify and make it happen. All you got to do is sign up, make a website. It's that easy, and they even have these AI tools. It's called Shopify Magic, where they can literally write copy for you. It's never been easier to execute on your ideas. I've told you guys this before, but I've used Shopify to power Spirit Society's direct-to-consumer efforts since day one because it is the leading platform. It's so easy. It's so easy to change product cards, to write copy, to make a beautiful website. And if you don't want to make a custom website, they have so many different templates to choose from. They really make it just so unbelievably easy. And the data on the back end, it's so great. You can check how many orders you've gotten from who. You can do follow-ups. You can do email marketing. They make it so easy, self-sufficient. And again, with those AI tools, Shopify Magic, it's never been easier. So folks, if you have a side hustle, if you have something that you've been dreaming about starting, I implore you to start it today. And I implore you to start it today with Shopify because it's never been easier. It used to be that you needed to hire some fancy website developer. You used to have an entire team to do your back end. Shopify allows you to be a one-man or one-woman team until you're ready to scale. I'm telling you folks, Shopify is it. So if you're ready to build your own business, whether it's merch, products, or on to the next best idea, get on shopify.com/goodguys and make it happen. That's shopify.com/goodguys to make it happen. If you're ready to build your own business, I'm telling you, there's no moment like the present. Go to shopify.com/goodguys.
And what are your thoughts on children's birthday parties in general?
I don't know, and you guys tell me growing up, I think, like everything, because we are selfish, that kids' parties have become about the parents. And it's all about like boozy 3-year-old birthday at 11 a.m. Like, can you put your fucking blue moons away? Like, I just don't want you to see, like, why? Like, is it that bad? Like, that's why I like when recently one of my son's best friends' parties was like at a trampoline park. And it's just like, it is dedicated to the time. We had it at Chuck E. Cheese, don't mean to brag, but it's like, yeah, we're going to crush this in 2.5 hours. The kids are going to play for an hour and a half. They're going to eat cake and pizza for a half hour, and we're going to leave. Like, that's what it should be. It doesn't need to be about like parents socializing for 3 hours at 11 a.m. on a Sunday, I think.
I agree. I think that well, first of all, I completely agree that it needs to be all about the kid. Let's start with the birthday party. My mom, they weren't expensive. They were just creative. My mom threw the most creative birthday parties for me ever. I still remember some of them. One year, it was a paper airplane class where literally like a guy came in to teach us all how to make cool paper airplanes.
Amazing.
And I remember that. Like, it's about being creative. It's about the kids. I'm sure that like there was food for the parents, but I don't remember any of that. Like, it's got to be about the kids. I think Jackie does this incredibly with her kids. Like, she throws, they're definitely lavish, but like, a bouncy house or like a guy making balloon animals or like things for the kids. And then she has a nice cold brew station, Josh, where you can go and get a nice coffee the way that you want it. Because it is 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, you deserve to have a coffee. But it's all about the kids. I love fun, nice things, all about the kids. In terms of the gift, you got to bring a gift. It can be very small, but I agree you should bring a gift. It is interesting, though. I imagine that it becomes the bane of your existence trying to return these gifts when they're from everywhere. That's why I love a registry. I don't think you can register for a birthday party, but it would be interesting if you only shopped at one place. That way you could get one big credit. Otherwise, it's like it becomes a job. I hate the job of having to return things. That's not fun at all. And then you have like an ancillary credit here and here and here. I don't know.
I totally agree. And wouldn't you say, I know we've talked about this before, I find you get to a certain point with adults where you don't give them gifts anymore. And I think the ROI on a gift, if you make a rule, if you have a code for yourself, that if I'm invited to a party where someone is not one of these, facocked, Williamsburg, Silver Lake parties where it's like everybody's splitting the tab. At that point, no. But like you have these lovely parties you had at the Second Avenue Deli and whatnot, where you're being treated to a lovely meal where someone probably shelled out $1,000, $2,000 for their birthday. A lot of adults don't bring gifts. I think the ROI is so big when you bring a gift, no matter what the age, even if it's small, even if it's like a $25 fun thing, people remember that.
I'll never forget if somebody gave a shit enough to give me something.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I always give gifts. Always. I love gift giving. You're the same. It's almost selfish. I love the feeling. I feel good when I give somebody a gift. And I definitely would feel great receiving a gift. I will say that I do not receive enough gifts based on the parties that I have had from my friends. No, there's no question that to your, like, I don't know. I've consistently over the years, like it's very rare, like since, I don't know, maybe early 20s, like we were still going to dinner and splitting. Since then, like if you come to my birthday is handled. And I'm not saying that you owe me anything, but it does feel really good to receive stuff. That's all.
Right. And the worst thing you can do, and I will say this too, and again, if you are strapped for cash, I would say I give you a pass, but again, there's a more elegant way to do this. My friend has a lovely scumbag friend. I want to name him, but I won't. But my boy, Kid David, God love him, friend of the podcast, has a scumbag friend who we all went to dinner for Kid David. Now, Kid, this birthday, he's in his early 30s at the time, and most of his friends are like artists and, not like the most flush. And so like it was one of those birthdays where it was like we went to like a low-key restaurant and we took Kid out. We just split the bill to take Kid out for his birthday. It was great. And his scumbag friend didn't put any money in. And I wound up covering his friend. And I looked at his buddy and I said, "Hey boss, you owe me $25. Or I'm sorry, I didn't say that. I said, "Hey, you didn't put in for dinner. We're covering Kid." And he goes, "Okay, bet." And it really broke down to about $25 a person. And he gave me $10. And I was like, that was worse than you giving me nothing. I'll never forget that.
Yeah. It's also when you are a giver, you end up being the person that covered for the other person and you're always hung out to dry. I've had that exact experience where like nobody wants to put down their card. I'll put down my card. And do you know what a fucking job it is to go and hunt people for Venmos? Like fucking pay the second that the bill comes, pay.
Yeah.
Don't have me text you tomorrow. I don't care if it's $500 or $5. Just send it. I send it this second I'm owed. The second I owe it, it's gone. I never want to think about it again. Ever. Like I recently had this with Knicks tickets. I put the 2 Knicks tickets on my card and I had to follow up with my friend 2 hours after the game. "Hey, do you mind sending me the money for the ticket?" Like, please don't make me send that text.
Right.
Don't make me do it. Is it a big deal that you didn't pay me that second? No, but there's no difference between now and in 3 hours. Don't make me send that text. It makes me feel like a schmuck. Stop taking advantage of good guys.
Is this the $1,700 ticket?
Yes.
That's a lot of money. I would never, like, if it's $50, I might be like, oh, sorry, dude, I forgot, and I'll get you that night. But like, I try not to. But if it's $1,700, you're getting that before I get there. That's a huge amount of money to put out for someone.
Yeah, what about the 2 days before? It's not even like I bought them that day. You had 3 days to send.
Crazy. That's a lot of money.
I know. Nuts.
That's nutty. I remember once Casey Neistat did such a playa move. We were at the farmer's market.
Code switching.
Playa. It was some sweet dog cool shit. You feel me, black? No, I'm kidding. We're at the farmer's market in Santa Monica when he lived in LA with our family. And you know me, I'm Carrie Cash over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm Christopher Cash. I got cashish on me all the time. And he goes, crap, I don't have any cash on me. He's like, can you just throw me like $40-$50 just so, because we're going to buy some stuff from the farmer's market and I'm Venmoing you right now. And I was like, yeah, sure, dude, whatever. And I don't even look. And so I give him like, whatever, $50. I don't even look at the Venmo until later that night. He gave me $100 just in case he needed a little extra. I'm like, and now I can't give you the difference. I accept that in goodwill. But but I was like, you went over, because that's a Menchie move. Is like, because if he had given me 30, I'd never forget.
It's a Menchie move. Oh, that's the other thing. While we're talking about this, if you owe me $50, don't send me $49 and think you're being cute. Don't do that.
Do people do that?
I've had that done to me before. Yeah.
That is low.
It's like, what is wrong with you? Don't send me $49 when you owe me $50. Just because, like, God, so angry now.
Olivia, what's the Venmo culture looking like in Gen Z?
Ooh, I would say similarly, it's like, let's try to get that, sent ASAP. And I think a lot of people are using the scan, in the moment. They have the little QR codes now. Yep. We get a group chat going immediately at the end of the dinner if we're splitting, and you just kind of pull what you get in the group, and then everybody sends it out, send your Venmo, yada, yada. Just get it done within definitely that night. If it's going on a few days or you have to request, it's like, come on, it's
crazy.
It's just not right.
Yeah.
It's just not right.
Yeah.
And again, this is, if you have if you have a poor friend, pass. But I'd know that. And then I'd treat them and it's not a problem. But the friends with means, fucking Venmo now. Okay?
Yep.
Hell yes.
God damn it.
Hell yeah. And also, if you order a soda around me and you say no ice, I know what you're really saying. Anyway, you remember that growing up? Yeah. You'd be at McDonald's. Yo, let me get a soda, no ice. Like, dog, really? Like,
your soda's going to be hot.
Yeah, you can drink a hot ass soda. He's like, yeah, but I got 20% more.
Yeah, no, it's actually disgusting.
It's so good.
A soda with no ice is vile. I can't even drink it.
Let's hear from Tabby.
Hey, good guys. Newish listener here. I came for Drake. I stayed for Ben. Anyway, I'll keep my question quick. I am in an age gap relationship and we're monogamish. He's 17 years older than me. We're super in love. Our relationship is basically perfect. But the only thing we disagree on are politics, which is it's a big one, right? So I try to avoid it, but we disagree, big disagree. So I don't know. I guess my question is because the fights get really bad over it, even though we don't fight about anything else. I guess my question is, do we need to break up? Not to put that on you. Do we need to break up though? Josh Peck, I love you. You're great. Thanks. Bye.
I don't think so. Maybe we'll totally disagree on this. I hate when people let politics get in the way of actual friendships, because all of these things that we're talking about may or may not even happen. I'll give you one that is very current, right? Tariffs. everyone bugged out about tariffs. They're like, this could lead to this. This could lead to this. Oh, fuck him. Oh, this. Oh, this. And then now that he's rolled them back, it's now, it's like nothing ever happened. And I'm not advocating for or against tariffs. I'm advocating against bugging out before something happens. And I feel like that is politics in a nutshell. It's always like, what if this person does this? What if this person does that? And I think it's just people spewing diarrhea all the time. And to let that affect an actual friendship or a relationship. Now, I don't know, unless this is like a fundamental thing, unless this is like he is pro-life and you're pro-choice, that is one of the only types of examples that I can think of where that would be a deal breaker, for me at least. Like, and that to me is not even political. Like, we've politicized pro-life, pro-choice, but this is just like a foundational way of, it's the way that it's something that you believe. It's more than political. It's like, could be even religious or like, I don't know. Does that make sense? What do you think?
I think it's hard to, I think I have family members who are, the wife votes one way, the husband votes another way. We joke about it openly. And I just think they are the people with a kind of temperament that can let it slide. Like, they don't mind that they're pretty on different ends of the spectrum about that.
Yeah.
I think it's hard because I think my wife and I are not alike in many ways on the things that don't matter, but that does become very annoying because that's what we deal with most. Like, I think on the deep things that matter most, which is why we're married, the way we want to raise our kids, how we feel about treating people, finances, our morality is aligned. I believe that my wife is the greatest person and I follow her lead with the way we raise our kids. I feel like she honors me with my work and the way I prefer to deal with finances because I come from a real scarcity place of growing up really poor and insecure, and she honors that, and her family's incredible. But we're deeply different on a day-to-day scale, and we get super annoyed with each other, frankly, like all the time. And so, but, we deal with it because the things that are super important, we are very aligned. So I think it's like a trade-off, right? Like, what do you think?
I think that just to address the day-to-day stuff, like, I think Claudia and I are different. Maybe it's just me. I no longer get annoyed by things that used to annoy me. Like, to me, and I'm not trying to simplify your problems, I think that being annoyed is a choice when they don't matter. When these things don't matter, you're choosing to be annoyed. You don't have to be annoyed. Did you lose? For sure. But it is what it is. That's me. On the big things that you mentioned, that you guys are so in sync, that brings me back to the things that you described are not aligned to a party. They're not. If you think that they're aligned to a party, you're a part of the problem. If you think that based on the way that somebody votes changes their moral compass, you are the problem. You are factually the problem. Like that's it's just not, or you're believing like such bullshit from either side, like such like volatile hate that tells you that based on the way that somebody voted makes them a bad person. Because it's just not true. It's not. You don't know why somebody voted a certain way. There is this like big macro reason why somebody votes one way. And you have no idea if that person does or does not fall into that particular agenda that somebody's trying to speak. So bringing it all the way back to the speak pipe, I think that as long as he's a great person, you said that you get along great, unless it's one of these big hot button issues, which it doesn't sound like it is. Otherwise, I don't think that you would get along that well. Like, I don't think that if he was like, brouhaha, I think that everybody should have a gun and you absolutely can't stand the sight of guns and he owns guns, I don't think that you would be perfectly aligned and I don't think that you would be happy together. So, right?
Should we get to our What Are You Nuts?
Yes, please.
Our What Are You Nuts moment of the week are our gripes with people, places, and things, both big and small, anything sticking in your craw. Ben, go for it.
We've come to accept, Josh. They even said it in Seinfeld, right? Nobody beats the Van Wyck, right? When did Seinfeld come out, Josh?
1989 through the late 90s.
So nobody's beaten the Van Wyck, Josh, in 40 years, right? And if that joke started then, that means that nobody was beating the Van Wyck let's say 20 plus years before that, right? So we're looking at 60 years that nobody's beaten the Van Wyck. And everybody just laughs like, ha, 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 ha. We're all going to sit in traffic going to Long Island because nobody beats the Van Wyck. And then you start to look around and you're like, there's a lot of construction here and nobody's working. There's a lot of construction here and nobody's working. Everywhere there is construction and nobody's working. Josh, maybe it's me watching The Sopranos, but all I have to say is that there's far too much money in whatever's going on, that there's been downtime in construction for 60 years on the Van Wyck. Somebody's making a hell of a lot of money, and we've turned it into a joke. Ha, nobody beats the Van Wyck. Yeah, it's because there's a fucking mobster with their foot on whoever's throat, making tons of cash on downtime construction. If they wanted the roads fixed, it doesn't take 60 years, Josh. It doesn't. And the only reason that there's road closures is because of construction. So all I have to say is, what are you, nuts? What are you, nuts? Is Tony Soprano still out there making sure that there's traffic on the Van Wyck? Solve these problems. Look inward. I don't want to sit in traffic anymore.
And we need construction crews available to build an 11 for Mayor Adams in the city. Can't be on the Van Wyck.
By the way, that's fine. Do it. Who cares? Doesn't involve me. The Van Wyck? I've had enough.
We need a scores in Chelsea. Ladies of the night.
What's the bada bing?
The bada bing. Satrialis.
Bada bing.
My what are you nuts? And I know I've said this before, but I'm escalating it now. It's gotten bigger. My beloved Equinox, you know how I love it. You know how I love a schwitz. Nothing more. The etiquette in the schwitz has become such an issue that I'm escalating it now. This is corporate speak for leveling it up. I'm raising it. There's decorum, guys. You cannot be in a small tinderbox that can only fit 6 people, thigh to thigh, that's 190 degrees, and be on speakerphone. You can't be on a call on speakerphone in a small little phone booth that's 190 degrees. What are you, nuts? It's 190 degrees.
Nuts.
You're on speakerphone? What?
Nuts.
Nuts. Oh, you want to play some music? No. I didn't get a say. There's no jukebox. Where's my quarter? I get to pick. You don't get to pick. I don't want to hear your music. Maybe I don't. Maybe I want to listen to some Kenny G and not some,
Alesso.
All I'm going to say is this. I finally made a comment. Finally did. I went up to someone who works there. I said, hi, could we possibly make a sign for outside the schwitz? It says, no speakerphone or music in the schwitz. She said, you're the third person that's asked. I was like, you're telling me that this is enough that 3 people have mentioned it? This is a what are you nuts?
It's what are you nuts? I've experienced it as well. I also think that it's a what are you nuts, and if this is a true 6-person sauna, should never be 6 people in there.
Crazy.
Ever.
No, that's what I like.
No, I don't. You're like, who's here for the orgy?
Who wants to go pinky toe to pinky toe? Hello, Raul.
Hello, OG. There literally shouldn't even be 3 people in there, in my opinion. Like, if you see somebody in there, 1 person, go sit there. No problem. There's 2 guys in there. Just wait. People can't be in there for that long. Like a sauna, how long are you in the sauna for, Josh? 10 minutes tops.
I do 30 minutes, but I get it. I'm not normal.
Oh my God. You do 30 in a row?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So that's
heat shock proteins, babe. I'm burning brown fat.
Understood. Okay, so maybe I'm not going to wait 30 minutes for you to burn your brown fat. I'm going to come in and sit on your lap. Like, that's a different story. But
yes.
Like, in my world, you're looking at 3 to 5 minute cold plunge, 5 to 10 minute steam, 5 to 10 minute sauna. I'm not in there. I'm rotating. Maybe that's just me, but maybe there are people that just go there and park it. And if you're going in there to park it, yeah, I don't know. I guess 6 people could park it at once. I would rather not see a maximum occupancy sauna. No good.
Take us home, Ben.
You know what else I wouldn't want to see, Josh? Anybody not giving us 5 stars.
So true.
Otherwise, what are you, nuts? Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. Watch us on YouTube. Share our clips. Instagram and TikTok. Mondays and Thursdays, folks. We will see you next time.